Today on Hopped Up Beer Review, we're going to be trying Gravity Wagon. It's an oated pale ale from Circle and Square Brewing Company out of Oxford, Mississippi. Thanks for joining us. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional, somewhat biased opinion about the beer that we are drinking and reviewing. We are back to do just that. Be sure to like, subscribe, cheers, that notification bell. It is free, and we would appreciate you doing that. I've got Andy in the attic. I've got Jay. I am Ben. What are we drinking today, my gents?
Gravity Wagon, Circle and Square. I've been excited about this one. Andy's talked about it so much.
Yes.
And not on the show. He hasn't talked
No,
about it.
no, not on the show. It's just,
Yeah,
it's
mostly in our Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server. So if you're not
that,
there,
yeah, and just talking on the side with the boys.
And this is one, Andy, do they have this in the stadium?
No, the only one they sell in the stadiums is their Kolsch called Full Run.
I've got my black bear / deer beer glass here. So
Jay's got the Hopped Up Beer Review. I got my funky Father's Day gift glasses.
There you go.
Cheers, mates.
cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Jay, this is why I get excited about a pale ale. I don't get up for too many just straight pale ales, when there's so many cool and awesome IPAs. There's something about this one, and we'll get into that. And it's been an emotional roller coaster with this Gravity Wagon, and I will tell you all more about that. You may be able to recall from when we reviewed Hotter and Hazier, their double IPA. So Gravity Wagon is an oated pale ale, not just pale ale. They throw in some oats. The brewer said he wants to showcase the Cascade hops, and he uses, I've never heard of this type of yeast, thiolized yeast, to pull the tropical flavors from the hops. So the type of yeast used goes with this type of hops and draws certain flavors out, according to them. It has notes of grapefruit, pine, passion fruit, guava, straw, and hay. It's quite the bouquet. It is 5.3%, 30 IBUs. It's got an earthy aroma to it. I'll give it that. As mentioned before, we reviewed Hotter and Hazier, which is aired already. And Circle and Square Brewing Company is a microbrewery in Oxford, Mississippi. It's founded probably by the time of this release, about a year from the release of this review. It's around August, September 2023. As stated in Hotter and Hazier, they get their name from the location of the brewery, which is exactly a half mile between the landmark of the city, or of the University of Mississippi, Ole Miss, the Circle, kind of the center of the campus, and it's a half mile from. Are you pointing?
Ole Miss.
Oh, that you're giving it to God or something like that, or
Ole Miss flag.
Oh, you're pointing to the flag. I see.
Yes. Sorry.
And then a half mile from the square, which is the center of town, which is Ica Town Square. The county courthouse. It's the county seat of Lafayette County. And a lot of businesses, restaurants, retail are around that area. Several owners came together and realizing that Oxford was the only SEC town, SEC being the Southeastern Conference sports of the NCAA, without a brewery. They made it happen. They brought in a brewer from Minnesota, and It's Oxford's third place, they like to call it.
Yeah, we talked a lot about Circle and Square on our hotter. We did the hotter and hazier, right? Video. Had some pictures in there. We talked a lot about how we kind of came together as friends a little bit in Oxford. And we never found any pictures of us in our younger days together, all three of us together in one picture. I think I had some pictures with Andy, I had some pictures with Jay. So talked a lot about the brewery. Andy and I were recently at the brewery. Had a great time without you, Jay. I don't
Jay
know
was
where you
at
were.
some lake somewhere.
Yeah, this was just about a week ago, a little more than that. So obviously, you could see us here because I'm sharing a picture from us at the brewery. Had a good time. I was with the wife and kids, and Andy came out and had a beer with us, and enjoyed that.
About 4 beers with you.
Yeah, so that was a good time. Definitely enjoyed that, and
so I want to go into like I said, the emotional roller coaster of Gravity Wagon. So they've got their core beers. They haven't really announced what their core is, but then since they're a micro, they've got to rotate because they want to create more beers. And they announced, a few months back that they're going to be putting Gravity Wagon on hold. And so they put a shout out on social media that, okay, this is the last of the Gravity Wagon. We got the cans in the cooler because you can only buy the cans on site. They do sell some kegs to local and area restaurants where you can get on tap. And that's only the full ride. They're Kolsch, not the Gravity Wagon. So they announced, this is the Gravity Wagon. It's canned. It's in the coolers. Come get it while supplies last. So I bought a couple 4-packs because I have a hard time deciding if this is my favorite or hotter and hazier, the IPA, the double IPA that we had. For me, this is so. When we were there, when Ben and I were there recently, I was talking to one of the guys who works there, who is also a friend of ours. He told me that they're actually going to be making Gravity Wagon again because of public demand. So many people wanted it. So I'm happy that I'm not going to go without it. But I've got several still in the fridge for because I didn't want to go without for too long.
I'm happy to hear that. I'm kind of sad though that our show here was not the catalyst for that. That we couldn't be like, hey, you gotta make Gravity Wagon.
Well, our fan who has watched and supported us has tried the Gravity Wagon, and I think he would agree that it needs to come back.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it has to be limited distribution. Obviously, if somebody's tried Gravity Wagon or Hotter and Hazier, they've had to go to the brewery or bought a can from the brewery in most cases.
We're here to spread the word, though. Get it out there. So, on this one specifically,
I am curious about a comment you made. Trying to think through all the different SEC towns. I agree with that for the most part, but I was trying to think through one or two that are smaller towns similar to Oxford. And we can talk about it offline about the breweries they have.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
So, I mean, obviously Tuscaloosa has Druid City, which is owned by Straight to Ale.
Starkville actually had a brewery.
I was curious because I don't know that I've ever heard of it.
It's but they did have one. I don't know if it's still open, in business, but they did. Starkville had a brewery.
I mean, I can understand Vanderbilt with Nashville, of course. I mean, Athens has Creature Comforts, which we've reviewed. Tropicalia was fantastic. College Station, I assume, does. I mean, it's so large. Yeah, lots of the places.
I mean, all the other towns are
they're bigger towns.
Bigger, so it wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah, I mean the big question would be Starkville, right? That would be the big
Yeah,
one.
that's
That would
that
be
was the one I was asking. So if there are some of those Bulldog fans that want to comment, feel free.
Bulldog fans aren't watching this show.
And I didn't
I don't know,
care.
man.
I
I
didn't
mean,
care enough about Starkville to actually look up at the name of their brewery. I mean, I'm not down in any beer, just
Yeah.
school fandom, cowbells.
All right, let's move this right along.
Who's had this?
Who's had
Yeah,
this?
and Auburn is another one I wouldn't think would be. I can't think of anything in Auburn.
He's ignoring
Jay's
us.
gaslighting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because again, it's all on me. You know, Ben's going to call on me, or basically,
I
you
don't
two
have
had
to.
this.
I've had this.
You
Yeah.
had this like what 3 days ago. So
No, I had this one the first time Andy and I met at the brewery.
Yeah, I
which
think
is
I had
right.
it
been a
2
little while
days ago.
So,
yes, I will go first as per our tradition. Not because you're calling me. This is a good beer, Andy. I can see what you're saying. Although trying to think back to Hotter and Hazier, it was very good, and I was very pleased with it. It's interesting to me the history, obviously being where we all met and we spent such a formidable time of our lives together. Um, it does have the bitter. I can pick up grapefruit, but it's more grapefruit peel.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the pine. I don't. Did you say strawberry?
No, straw
Straw
and
okay.
hay,
And hay, okay.
guava, and passion fruit.
Guava and passion fruit. No, I don't get those.
I couldn't tell you what guava tastes like still.
Well, yeah, guava is. I actually love some IPAs with guava, but this
We
one
just take the eye
was
out of this one.
good. Yeah, I enjoy it. I struggle on how to rate this. The bitter punched me a little early with it, but it's grown on me because I like bitter. I think I'm going to go with an 8. I don't remember what I rated Hotter and Hazier, but it was probably about the same. At least it should have been.
All right, I will jump in and go next because Andy, you've had this more than I have, and it's
Lot
Oxford
more.
where you are located. So, I think this is a fun beer. I think you made the comment, Andy, that a pale ale. This one's a little bit. It's a little bit different because it's got that oated, flavor to it. It's something. Pale ale sometimes, like you said, they can get kind of stagnant in a way that they're just kind of that little level above a macro in a sense. But this one is really good to me because it adds that oats, and that's really what I get out of it. I don't get bitter as being the bitter adverse person so much here. I mean, it's there a little bit, but it's not enough that I'm going to complain. It really for me is that earthy flavor of the oats is what I get more out of it than anything on top of a pale ale. So for that, I mean, I think it's a fun beer. I think it's a little something different. It's obviously, again, from the town that we all met and the town that we love a lot. So, this is where maybe the bias comes in a little bit. But, I mean, I've been to the brewery now twice, and it's just a great spot in Oxford. So if you are in Oxford, this is a place you've got to go and visit for sure, amongst a lot of places. So, plan to be there a couple of days. That being said,
At the brewery, a couple days. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. That being said, this is a beer that again I really like. I'm right there with you, Jay. It's an 8 for me all day. It's the oated flavor is something I really enjoy in this beer, and yeah, if they were going to get rid of this one, I'd be going to buy several to keep in the fridge like you did, Andy.
Vindicated.
Did you say wait? Did
vindicated.
you say vindicated?
No, not the Spanish pronunciation of it.
Okay.
Vindicated. Vindicated. Yeah. It's not all about you, Ben.
Sometimes it is, but maybe not always.
It's never about you. I described it because of the oats on a like an untapped as feeling like a meaty type of pale ale. Those oats add a depth and a layer, and it bulks up just what a regular pale ale would be. And I think that's why I was like it, because I was just like, okay, I went, I tried all their beers on tap, and I get to the, so a regular pale ale. What's it going to do for me? And then I tried it, and I was like, wow, this is impressive. So I took home, they sell them 4-pack pints. And I really started to like it. And I'm not just, and I'll drink pale ales, but I'm not going to go to a pale ale when there's IPAs and there's sours and stouts and all the other thing. But this is one that makes me change my mind. Takes the standard and just takes it up a notch. And it gives just a very subtle bitter with the grapefruit peel. You can get a little pine out of it, but nothing obnoxious. And like you said, Ben, you get the earthy tones. And then our friend Rex, Wesley, and we sent one to him with a beer swap, and he said it was beefy. In his kind of review of it, a beefy pale ale, and it just that added depth. That's why this stands out to me, and I don't want to go without it. So I'm glad they're really bringing it back, because it's so easy for me to get now. And I too give it an 8.0. And I can't remember what I gave Hotter and Hazier, but I keep going back and forth. Which do I like better? But I can't pick a favorite, because it's me and that desert island thing. If I had one beer to drink stuck on a desert island, what am I going to drink? I can't decide, because some days I feel like a pale. Some days I feel like an IPA. I want a sour. Some days. Is this desert island? Does it experience 4 seasons? Because maybe I want a stout when it gets cold. I don't know.
Nah. We have video evidence that you've already laid out what
no.
desert island beer would be, and that's banana bread.
You're stuck on a desert island, and you can only have one beer. Banana beer. You doctored that tape. You cut out the before and after.
Banana bread was what Andy loves, guys.
That's what he
said. If you ever
said.
need to send him a beer, it's banana bread.
If you want to watch that review, I will make sure it is the video at the end of this one. So you can review for yourself.
It was shite. Don't watch. Well, the video was great, but the beer was shite.
That is going to be an 8.0 for the Gravity Wagon from Circle and Square Brewing Company out of Oxford, Mississippi. It's an oated pale ale, and it is earthy. Definitely appreciate you guys checking out this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, cheers that notification bell. We would definitely appreciate that. And it costs you nothing. So thanks for that. Also, check us out on all social media links down below in the description. Come say hey in our Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server. It's a chat room. Nothing to be scared about.
Did you do this? Like, call us?
I did.
Because
come say hey. Yeah.
Chatting. We don't talk on the phone.
We can. I mean, that's an option on Discord. But we don't do that, really. We're not going to answer your calls. Sorry.
It's good to know.
Lastly, if you have any interest in any Hopped Up Beer Review merch, check out what Jay is holding there. We got some stuff for you.
It starts out white, the koozie.
Yeah, it doesn't come used in it's a new product.
It's lake tested.
Exactly, and lake approved. So with that, just end it as some people would say. For Andy in the Attic and Jay, I am Ben. Thanks for watching. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates. Good beer.